Right now at 5, continued team coverage as day 3 of deliberations come to a close in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse.
Plus, how local businesses are gearing up to help employ Afghan refugees. You're watching News 3 now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us at 5. After 3 full days of deliberation, the jury is calling it a night without reaching a verdict.
They'll return for a 4th day tomorrow morning. We again have team coverage. Eric Franke is in Kenosha and Brady Mallory in the studio getting reaction from today's developments. First, we're hearing about a person being questioned and ticketed after being caught following the bus used to bring jurors to and from the courthouse last night. Judge Schrader said that the man ran a red light while following the bus and while being questioned, claimed to be a producer for NBC News working for MSNBC.
This is a very serious matter, and I don't know what the ultimate truth of it is, but absolutely it would go without much thinking that someone who is following the jury bus, that is a that's extremely serious matter, and will be referred to the proper authorities for further action.
The judge says that the incident remains under investigation, but for now, MSNBC staff will not be allowed in the courthouse. Kenosha police said the man was issued several traffic violations, and the case remains under investigation.
Our Eric Franke is live outside of the courthouse now with an update from Kenosha. Eric?
Well, Mark and Susan, the jury, as you mentioned, going home for the night at about 4 o'clock tonight. It was 5 o'clock last night, 6 o'clock on Tuesday, but now they've done 23 hours of deliberating, and they will resume deliberations Friday morning at 9 a.m. Now, the scene outside, nobody left really for the most part over here, but it has been pretty calm. There have been a few shoving matches that have taken place on the steps of the courthouse. At least one man was taken into custody for unknown reasons. Kenosha PD is saying they have seen nothing really unusual. The setting here remains safe despite what they say are some bogus threats that have been posted online. Today we didn't see the legal questions coming from the jury for the judge that we have seen, and then the debates over evidence and videos that we have seen in previous days. It's hard at this point really to tell what that jury is thinking and how much longer they'll need to deliberate. Now, one thing perhaps making it a little more complex for jurors is the jury instructions themselves, more than 30 pages of those. And tonight we understand as they asked to leave the courtroom, they asked if they could take those jury instructions with them home for the night, and that was a request that was granted by Judge Bruce Schrader. Now, as far as their security, very paramount. Obviously, you heard Judge Schrader and how important he talked about the security of these jurors. They leave this courthouse after their day of deliberations in a bus to an undisclosed location, and the windows are blackened out in that bus that they take. That's not only so that they can't see demonstrations and what else is happening outside the courthouse, but also, of course, for their own security so people can't see inside that bus. We'll continue to follow what's happening here in Kenosha, live just outside the courthouse. Back to you, Mark and Susan.
All right, Eric, thank you. And with hopes to de-escalate any tensions outside of the courthouse, the Kenosha sheriff was out this morning handing out donuts, coffee, and cookies to protests and demonstrators, calling them cookies for peace. He says it's a way to break the ice during this highly emotional time.
Just trying to show everybody that we're here. We're all trying to voice our opinion, or in our case, we're trying to protect people, and we're all just trying to get along. So, and I think the fact that the sheriff is walking around handing cookies to people is kind of breaking a little bit of the ice and a little bit of the tension. Hopefully we have no trouble from here on out.
Another day and still no decision from the jury.
What does that mean for Kyle Rittenhouse and the fate of the trial? Brady Mallory has insight from a defense attorney who says this doesn't give us any clues about the eventual verdict. Brady?
Well, defense attorney Jessa Nicholson has been helping us break down each day of jury deliberations. She says she's seen a lot of conversation about the fact that we don't have a verdict yet. She says the longer we go without a verdict doesn't mean the jury will lean one way or the other. And while we wait for members to either convict or acquit, she says we can deduce one thing: the simple fact jury members just haven't reached an agreement yet.
We don't know what the count is. It could be 11-1 to acquit or convict. It could be that they're stuck on one part of this. You know, there was that controversial provocation instruction given. There might be jurors that are still stuck on, does that apply or not?
There is an aspect that Nicholson is worried about. We're talking with her about the optics of waiting for a decision on those mistrial requests. Coming up at 6.
All right, Brady, we'll see you then. Thank you. And as we wait for the verdict, we have continuing coverage from throughout the trial. Courtroom explainers, detailed reports, reaction, and testimony, all posted online at channel3000.com. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti in the blustery backyard.
It is a lot colder today than it was yesterday at this time. Those winds have shifted to the northwest and even brought in some snow showers and flurries. As we take a look at visible cloud track, we've been socked in underneath the clouds all day, but they are starting to break up to our north and to our west. And as now that the sun has gone down, we're going to see those clouds start to dissipate, and the flurries that are pretty widespread across southern Wisconsin start to become less numerous and eventually end by early evening. That will lead to clearer skies later on. You can see visibilities right now really not impacted by the snow showers and flurries moving on through. Low temperatures this morning started out in the mid to upper 20s. Madison was at 27, but high temperatures have only made it up a few degrees to the lower 30s. 33, the best we can do in Madison, 36 in Janesville, and right now we're sitting at 30 with a few places already in the 20s to our north and to our west. So as the flurries come to an end, skies will clear out overnight, and we will see get a good view of a lunar eclipse that will occur later on tonight. Look for a low of 21. Then tomorrow, the clouds will be back, high temperature in the upper 30s. We should jump up to the upper 40s on Saturday, but colder weather's on the way for early next week. I'll have more on that in the forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, we'll see you then. We have breaking news right now. According to a letter sent to parents tonight, an MMSD Capital High School student was hit by a vehicle this afternoon while on lunch break. The student was crossing Gammon Road when they were hit. Emergency responders arrived on the scene, and the student was stable, responsive, and transported to the hospital for additional care.
Developing tonight, Governor Tony Evers says he has vetoed the redrawn legislative maps approved by the Republican-controlled state legislature. Democrats have dubbed the maps gerrymandering 2.0 because they were based on previous electoral maps drawn by Republicans 10 years ago.
Elected officials shouldn't be able to depend on the comfort of their seats instead of the quality of their work. And the gerrymandered maps Republicans passed a decade ago have enabled legislators to safely ignore the people who elected them.
The veto means Wisconsin's electoral maps for the next decade will be determined by the courts. There are currently lawsuits pending in both the state Supreme Court and federal court regarding the state's maps.
Deputies in the town of Burke are investigating a shots fired incident overnight. They say more than 40 shell casings were found on the scene. Authorities say the shootings happened near Congress Avenue and Burke Road. They say everyone involved had left the scene before law enforcement arrived. And an update to last night's breaking news now. Police in McFarland say they've made an arrest after a man fired a gun inside a home last night. Yesterday, authorities told people in the Autumn Lane area to lock their doors and stay inside. They say the suspect, Jared Redders, fired a gun while other people were in the house. The incident came to a close around 8 o'clock when he surrendered and was taken to jail.
In Rock County today, a large show of respect for a fallen deputy. Bradley Caterly passed away last Thursday unexpectedly. From a visitation this morning, a processional carried his body from the church to his final resting place. Deputy Caterly joined the sheriff's office in 2005. We have talked a lot recently about issues that Afghan refugees are facing as they resettle here in Wisconsin.
Today we're talking to groups who are doing what they can do to help. Naomi Coles has more on that.
There's about 9,000 Afghan refugees left at Fort McCoy right now, down from a high point of about 13,000. I learned today about 3,300 have now resettled. Local groups are now shifting their focus into what they can do to help refugees eyeing the Madison area for a permanent home. Among them, the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce.
This isn't, based on, some purse string initiative, like we just need workers, so we want you to come here. It really is about you can make a life here. It's more than just making a career here. I would want them to know that Madison is the best place to live in America.
They hosted a session for businesses today, hearing from a federal official about the ways that businesses can help. That includes possible sponsorships, career trainings, and more. Meanwhile, another group managing donations at Fort McCoy is wrapping up operations there tomorrow. Hear from them about just how much they've gathered and what that means for every refugee at the base.
All right. Thank you, Naomi. In the 11th hour, Oklahoma's governor has commuted the sentence of death row inmate Julius Jones. The Republican governor revised the sentencing to life in prison without the possibility of parole. It's in relation to a 1999 murder case in Edmond, Oklahoma, when Paul Howell was murdered outside his parents' home in front of his family. His family says eyewitness descriptions did not match Jones. They also said he was home at the time of the murder. Two men connected in the murder of civil rights leader Malcolm X were exonerated today. Their names cleared after spending decades in prison. New York Supreme Court Justice Ellen Biber threw out the convictions of Mohammed Aziz and Khalil Islam, saying it was clear that neither received a fair trial. Both men have always maintained their innocence. The two say they weren't even in the Audubon Ballroom that day in 1965 and had alibis.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court is rejecting a request by Stephen Avery to review his murder conviction in 2005. Avery has been fighting unsuccessfully for years to have his conviction overturned. His latest appeal asked the court to review 3 issues: failure to disclose evidence, the destruction of bone fragments, and ineffective assistance of counsel. But the court denied it without commenting. And in another high-profile case happening right now, the defense has rested its case in the murder trial for one of 3 men connected with the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia last year.
Earlier, the man who fatally shot Arbery was back on the witness stand for a second day today. Omar Villafranca reports.
Testifying under cross-examination for a second day, Travis McMichael said as he followed Ahmaud Arbery in his pickup truck, he thought the 25-year-old was acting suspiciously.
Hasn't pulled out a gun.
No, ma'am.
Hasn't pulled out a knife.
He did not.
Still arms at his sides.
That's correct.
And he's trying to get away from you.
And I was letting him run away. Yes, ma'am.
McMichael says his father, who is also on trial, told him to grab his gun and jump in their truck. He said he followed Arbery because he wanted to keep an eye on him. But as he got closer, McMichael testified Arbery was running straight at him, and he wasn't sure how Arbery would act.
I was thinking that he was a threat, that he might go after myself, my father, or the truck. I wanted to be right there to deter him or to be able to handle it if I needed to.
So you're telling this jury that a man who has spent 5 minutes running away from you, you're now thinking is somehow going to want to continue to engage with you, someone with a shotgun, and your father, a man who's just said, stop or I'll blow your head off, by trying to get in their truck?
Yes, ma'am.
Prosecutor Linda Dunikoski also pressed McMichael about inconsistencies between his testimony in court and what he told police 2 hours after the shooting.
So what were you nervous about?
I just killed a man. I had blood on me still. It was the most traumatic event of my life. I was scared to death.
You were nervous because you thought you were going to jail, right?
No. I gave him a statement.
Prosecutors argue McMichael and his father had no reason to arm themselves and chase Arbery through their neighborhood. The defense argues that social media reports from neighbors thought Arbery might have been stealing from a construction site. There were never any police reports filed over theft at the construction site. Defense attorneys moved for a mistrial after a prosecutor asked a witness whether she thought stealing was a crime deserving of the death penalty. The judge denied the motion and instead admonished the prosecutor in front of the jury. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Brunswick, Georgia.
Travis McMichael, his father Gregory McMichael, and their neighbor William Roddy Bryan Jr. are each facing 9 charges, including murder and aggravated assault. They have pleaded not guilty.
Still to come tonight at 5, Wisconsin is again heading in the wrong direction when it comes to COVID infections, hitting numbers not seen in nearly a year as local healthcare providers try to vaccinate more kids.
The official Black Friday mattress preview sale starts now at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 70% off top brands and get $1,100 in instant savings on select mattresses. Plus, pay no interest financing for up to 5 years on luxury brands. Ashley Home Store.
Hey guys.
Hey Dad.
You ready?
This holiday, U.S. Cellular is doing a little something extra to
keep everyone connected. Right now, choose any phone from any brand at any of our stores for free. Plus, save big with unlimited data for our best price of the season, just $30 a month. Now that's a deal to cheer about. Feel the locally grown joy from U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Hey Madison, if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, the team at Bergstrom Chevrolet has you covered. Shop 2,000 used vehicles, including Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, with their exclusive 7-day lowest price protection and 7-day money-back guarantee. Great selection, great value, great rates, and a team that cares. Shop pre-owned at Bergstrom Chevrolet, Madison and Middleton, driven to deliver.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
The grand opening of the all-new Ashley Home Store of Madison is on now. Don't miss grand opening specials up to 65% off while they last. Plus, no interest until November 2026. The grand opening sale is on now at the Ashley Home Store of Madison on East Springs Drive.
Madison businesses offer a helping hand to Afghan refugees. We'll show you how tonight at 6.
And for Severe Winter Weather Awareness Week, we'll look at how climate change has been making an impact to our winters here in Wisconsin.
News 3 Now's Call for Action has settled hundreds of area consumer disputes, but we can't do it without our dedicated team of volunteers. Would you like to join us? Contact Call for Action by phone or visit channel3000.com to fill out an application now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Wisconsin's road to recovery is again going in the wrong direction. The DHS says the number of counties in the critically high category of transmission has doubled in just the last week. Dane County also jumped a category into the very high level. SSM Health is partnering with the Madison School District, and that means parents will have multiple chances to get their kids vaccinated later this week during one of several on-site COVID vaccination clinics. The three clinics will be on Friday and Saturday. They're being held at Glenn Stevens, Aldo Leopold, and Henry David Thoreau elementary schools. For specific dates and times for each, head to channel3000.com.
And more Americans may soon be eligible to get a COVID booster shot. The FDA authorization for a Pfizer booster shot for all adults could come at any time. The drug maker filed for authorization last week. The CDC would still need to sign off on the plan. That would come as breakthrough infections surge across the country. Minnesota is one of the hot spots.
All 13 beds are COVID again. Looks just like it did a year ago, in December.
And while the main focus remains on vaccination, President Biden announced his administration has purchased 10 million courses of Pfizer's antiviral COVID-19 pill to reduce the risk of severe illness for people infected with COVID. The drug still needs FDA authorization.
It's time now for the weather. Gary Canalti with the Madison's most certified forecast, and we're hoping for some clearing tonight.
Yeah, we've got flurries and clouds right now, but we should clear out later on tonight. And a lunar eclipse is going to be visible tonight, especially if the skies clear out. A lunar eclipse happens when the Earth gets between the sun and the moon. So basically, the moon, as it's passing by the back part of the Earth, gets into its shadow, and for a period of time will become a deep dark red, because it at least some of the light will still be able to be seen there. But this is kind of what it'll look tonight. The partial eclipse begins just before 1:20 in the morning. The total part of the eclipse, the mid part of the eclipse, will be around 3 in the morning, and then we'll gradually see the eclipse start to come to an end by just before 5 a.m. So again, you'll be able to see that, assuming the skies clear out, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that that'll happen. Still some snow showers and flurries out there tonight, but those should wind down pretty quickly. They're already breaking up to the north and west, and skies are starting to clear across Minnesota. 3 things to know: it'll be cold tonight, so if you do want to go out and see the eclipse, yeah, obviously you can watch it from inside through your window, but outside temperatures will drop into the lower 20s by early tomorrow morning. High temperatures tomorrow will be in the upper 30s. Now we'll turn milder for the weekend with high temperatures in the 40s, upper 40s on Saturday, lower 40s on Sunday. Could be a rain shower chance on Sunday. Those will end as flurries on Sunday night, and then we'll turn cold again for the start of next week. High temperatures drop into the upper 20s, and it'll be windy as well on Monday. So wind chills for much of the day will be in the teens, maybe even in the single digits early in the morning. Over the next 10 days, you can see those temperatures going up and down. 38 tomorrow, up to 49 on Saturday. Then we drop down to 29 by Monday, back up to 43 by Wednesday. Turn a little colder for Thanksgiving, and temperatures a little bit below average for the rest of the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Right now, temperatures 20s and 30s in our part of the Midwest. The 40s and 50s push well to the south of us. On weather track, you can see these snow showers and flurries moving on through, but right now, not any big storm systems, at least in our part of the country. This storm system will take a more northerly track over the next couple of days, and as it does so, it'll probably turn into a fairly strong storm up into eastern Canada and New England, and that's what will drag down that cold air on Monday. But we should be far enough away from the storm to really be missing out on most of the precipitation from it. But right now, the upper level winds from the northwest, that usually is a sign of colder weather, and you can see it's breezy and cold right now with temperatures across our part of the Midwest, mainly in the 20s with wind chills about 10 degrees colder than those temperatures. So for tomorrow, look for skies to become mostly cloudy. It'll be chilly with a high temperature of 38. 7 to 10 day forecast up to 49 Saturday. Rain shower chance on Sunday, windy and colder on Monday, and then temperatures back up to 43 with a rain shower chance Wednesday. Maybe a slight chance for a flurry on Thanksgiving Day, but all in all, the weather should be pretty quiet, at least across this part of the country, as we head through the Thanksgiving holiday and the holiday weekend. As we check out first warn traffic right now, on the Beltline, we're seeing some delays, especially in the eastbound direction from around Park Street back to around Verona Road. Also some delays over toward Monona Drive. Westbound, we're seeing delays between Fish Hatchery Road and Park Street. Right now, almost a half-hour drive on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate. Going back in the opposite direction, about a 17-minute trip. Heading out of Madison, normal times out of town to the south down toward Janesville. From Middleton to Sauk City on US 12, and downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, thank you, Gary. Still to come tonight at 5. Dane County today announcing the purchase of a new parcel of land to help expand the popular Ice Age Trail. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
Save today at Menards during the last 11% rebate sale of 2021. Morton Water Softeners eliminate hard water, leaving you with softer skin and cleaner clothes. Right now, all Morton Water Softeners are 11% off. Complete your bathroom update with Max. We have more than 1,000 bathtubs, shower kits, and shower doors. Max bathing products are all 11% off. Stop into Menards during the last 11% rebate sale of 2021.
Save big money at Menards.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids Recipe for Health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
You know what I'm going to miss most about space?
What's that?
How easy it is to keep up my saving habit. There's nothing to buy up here.
We're making it easier to save on Earth, too.
When you open a savings builder account at BMO Harris, you can get a cash reward for every month you save.
Anything to help launch my savings?
Sure. When you open a checking account, we'll give you $200 to kickstart your savings progress.
$200 and a monthly savings reward.
It's a way to save that won't weigh you down. It's a little space humor.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopco Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see.
Celebrate Eye Care Month this November and get 33% off a complete pair of glasses.
Now at Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and receive $400 off stressless Mayfair recliners and office chairs, $200 off any stressless recliner and office chair, and $200 off each stressless sofa seat. Don't wait. It's time for stressless. Donate and save at the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Dane County today announcing the purchase of additional land to help expand the Ice Age National Scenic Trail. The county just recently finalized the purchase around 40 acres of land along Woods Road near the University Ridge Golf Course. The property will create more opportunities for trail connections and parking while further preserving the area's glacial landscape.
The Ice Age Trail and the park area around it is going to be a treasure for our community for decades to come.
The purchase price has been established at $2.7 million based on appraised value. That price will be split among the county, the city of Madison, and the city of Verona.
A North Carolina pine tree will soon be the centerpiece of the White House Christmas decorations. It was cut down yesterday and is now on its way to D.C. The tree that was grown at a farm in Jefferson, North Carolina, was chosen last month and will be displayed in the Blue Room of the White House. More than 30 states compete to display their Christmas tree at the White House each year. CVS is planning to close hundreds of its stores. The pharmacy chain says it will close 300 locations each year for the next 3 years. This comes as CVS restructures to focus more on primary health care. CVS says employees impacted by the closures will be offered positions elsewhere in the company. The changes are slated to start in 2022.
We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast when we come back.
Keep your home and family warm and cozy this winter with a new degree of comfort from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
The official Black Friday mattress preview sale starts now at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 70% off top brands and get $1,100 in instant savings on select mattresses. Plus, pay no interest financing for up to 5 years on luxury brands. Ashley Home Store.
Hey Madison, if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, the team at Bergstrom Chevrolet has you covered. Shop 2,000 used vehicles, including Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing with their exclusive 7-day lowest price protection and 7-day money-back guarantee. Great selection, great value, great rates, and a team that cares. Shop pre-owned at Bergstrom Chevrolet, Madison and Middleton, driven to deliver.
Here's to the holidays. Here's to the casserole queens and Santas who saute. To the turkeys brined in beer and, well, just beer. To the ones who do the most and the ones who do the least. To the classic traditions and whatever you call this one. This year, no matter how you holiday, Festival has you covered. Festival Foods, a Wisconsin tradition since 1946.
Come celebrate America's favorite Christmas tradition. The album that started it all, Mannheim Steamroller Christmas by Chip Davis. Performed live in its entirety for the first time ever.
at Overture Center November 28th. Tickets at overture.org.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Introducing Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. New luxury apartments for seniors 55 plus. Professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
The grand opening of the all-new Ashley Home Store of Madison is on now. Don't miss grand opening specials up to 65% off while they last. Plus, no interest until November 2026. The grand opening sale is on now at the Ashley Home Store of Madison on East Springs Drive.
Is your home giving you the cold shoulder? Fight back with a new energy-saving furnace from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
Here's what we're working on tonight. We take a look at America's truck driver shortage. Nearly 1 million new drivers are needed over the next decade. So we visit a school and take to the wheel to find out what's being done to hire more drivers. That's all coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Let's head over to meteorologist Gary Canaldi. He has a final check of the forecast. Gary?
Well, we still have some snow showers and flurries out there. Not as widespread as they were earlier this afternoon. And you can see they are smaller and continue to diminish in size. Temperatures right now are right around 30 degrees, give or take a degree or two. But you factor in the winds, and it feels about 10 degrees colder. Wind chills in the upper teens to the lower 20s. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down to around 21 degrees. And again, the lunar eclipse should be visible tonight, assuming skies clear out. Cloudy tomorrow, high 38. And then we're up to 49 Saturday, some showers on Sunday, and some flurries by the time we get around to Thanksgiving Day.
All right, thank you, Gary. Have a good evening, everybody. Hope to see you back here for News 3 at 6.